and welcome back to another edition of the Worked Shoot Alliance. I'm Randy.
I'm Jim.
I'm David.
And this one's going to be controversial, folks, and going to be a battle. So like, comment, subscribe, do all of that. It is Royal Rumble matches. What was your favorite? Let us know before we get going. Mine is controversial. That is for sure. I just realized none of these are in order. No, they're in reverse order. We'll go in reverse order in this one because that's what I have them in. And let's start with a couple years ago, 2018. It was the Men's Royal Rumble. Shinsuke Nakamura won it. Went 1 hour and 5 minutes and 27 seconds. The first two in, which is always important to me, Rusev and Finn Balor. That's pretty good. The last four, Nakamura, Reigns, Balor, and Cena. A couple of the special things that went on. Slater had his moment where he couldn't get in the ring, and everybody would come out and just attack him, and got hit with pancakes and stuff. And also, this was during the time that still goes on where Kofi does some kind of miraculous save. This one where he stood on his pancakes. A couple surprise entrances because that was still big. Rey Mysterio, the Hurricane, and then a couple NXT guys and Adam Cole and Andrade. I like this one. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I like it a lot too. Like minus the Hurricane because that was my Royal Rumble pool number, and I think he was the shortest entrant. But anyways, yeah, it was really good Rumble. It was the first one of the night, and would being in the network era, they don't have the time restraints, and I think it worked out well in the end because Nakamura, Balor, Cena, and Reigns were the final four, and they got time to play it out, and it was one of the better final fours that I've seen. And Nakamura was the underdog to me, who I wanted to see win, and he actually did. And the crowd, it was a great crowd for it too, because no one wanted to see Cena or Reigns win, because I think Cena wanted Undertaker that year. And
who were the final six, if I remember right, were the old school versus the new school kind of a thing.
Yeah,
Reigns was on the new school at that point,
I think
right?
so.
Yeah.
So it was Reigns, Balor, Nakamura on one side. It was Cena, Mysterio, and Orton,
I think so.
right, on the other side. So that was a cool moment. Then you get rid of Orton and Mysterio, and then you kind of have that Cena, Reigns. We want to boo them a lot, and Balor, Nakamura was the internet favorites. They had a lot of cool storylines on this. It was really good.
Yeah, definitely. Down to those final four, like Doof was saying, just a huge build up there, and then you get down to Reigns and Nakamura, and nobody wants Reigns to win it, but you're not sure. And if Nakamura won it, you knew he wanted AJ Styles. Like that's what the world wanted. That's what.
Well, we thought we wanted.
Yeah. Could have been a whole lot better.
And nerd me
Thanks.
and Randy too, I think also we knew Nakamura come out at 14. No one had won at 14 yet.
Yeah.
So everyone was like, is it going to be a new number? Or
I like that they're trying to fill out the numbers.
Yeah. They're trying to get everybody to win. Seth Rollins won at 17 last year. I'll still plug that.
Shut up. 2008. This one went 51 minutes and 26 seconds. It started with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, who are the final two, and the one we'll talk about in just a minute. The final four is John Cena, Triple H, Batista, and Kane. Of course, this was the Piper and Snuka surprise entrances. This is Madison Square Garden. You had Hornswoggle hide under the ring and eliminate The Miz. And then Finlay came out and saved him, but he came out before his number, so he was disqualified.
He used the shillelagh.
And the shillelagh was the only thing you couldn't use. Even I don't know. It was so weird. That part was weird. The beginning was awesome, and of course the ending was great with four iconic people in the ring, and then you get rid of Kane, and then you had the three-way face-off where they were all doing their taunts and a couple of the moves and stuff before getting rid of Batista and Cena and Triple H. I like the Cena Triple H thing where Cena had him up for the AA and kept trying to eliminate him that way and was going to all four. They really worked that up really well.
Yeah, it was a great Rumble. There was a lot of names in that one when we watched it, because we even had like Umaga and Kennedy when he was hot, and Carlito was decently hot, and
and Shelton was hot and was out in 2 seconds.
Yeah. And they even had trying to continue stories with Palumbo and Noble, which no one cared about. But
Right.
yeah, I just thought it was cool too that they had the final two from the year before start the next year and have that story build up. And it was great Rumble all around. And I just remember thinking Triple H was going to win. And then John Cena did. Because when Triple H came out, I was like, shit. There it is. Triple H is winning because he was getting stale to me at the time. But then when Cena popped out, the holy shit, that's John Cena.
Yeah, nobody at that time, nobody expected Cena to be back as quick as he was. We just discussed that, and for him to come back and win it, even at number 30, is a feat in itself. So, worthwhile watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good. The year before, 2007, The Undertaker wins in 56 minutes and 18 seconds. The first two, little awkward, Ric Flair and Finlay. The final four, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Edge, and Randy Orton. And, of course, the final two, Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, easily, to me, the best final two of all time. And they went at it for a while. I love this one.
Yeah, it was really good. And another one where there was just a lot of names that were believable that could win. Because Khali was in it too. And drawing blanks on other people. But, of course, Undertaker won it. And the great duel at the end.
Oh, yeah.
And I just like how they didn't really want to cheapen it as number 30 wins. Because he got obliterated. Wasn't it by Orton and Edge with the chair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's even bleeding and everything, so it kind of like evens the score because HBK had been there for a bit. And just bringing up Edge, he's always seems to be an MVP in Royal Rumble.
Yes.
All the time. He's always there at the end. And even, I think the year Benoit won, he was there forever, but he's always there and he's always believable to win.
Yeah.
Other than the year that he did win when we didn't expect him there.
Right, yeah.
But that's the only year he did win it. But
Yeah, definitely. That match there alone, the build up for the storyline between Taker and Michaels, and then, like you said, they let them go for a minute at the end there. It almost turns into a singles match. They give them that 10-15 minutes of story building and everything like that. So definite solid match.
Let's go to 2005, which has the most maybe iconic finish of all time.
on accident.
Yeah. 51 minutes and 7 seconds. It starts with the fantastic Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit. The final four was Batista, John Cena, Edge, and Rey Mysterio. It comes down to Batista and John Cena. Batista picks up Cena and stumbles, and they go up over the top rope. And you could not have planned it better to land at the same time between those two. This was the time where they were getting ready to push both of them. They both end up at WrestleMania to fight for their respective championships. They both win it. So, if you never told me that this was a botch, I would have never known. And then Vince McMahon comes storming out, throws his coat down, goes to go in the ring.
Hurts himself on the way down even.
Yeah, goes to the side of the ring, hits his legs up against the apron, and tears both quads. So then you get the weird visual of Vince McMahon angry and sitting.
Yes.
On the
And
the
no
mat.
selling the injury too.
Yeah, just. And the thing that I didn't realize until rewatching it for this was, I told you about it, and I forget the referee's name, but you had SmackDown referees and you had Raw referees out there, and obviously Batista was supposed to be the one that won it, so they both go over the top rope, and I want to say it was Charles Robinson. I could be wrong, but he was a SmackDown ref, and he knew the Raw guy, Batista, was supposed to win. So he went over and he agreed with one of the Raw guys that no, Cena hit first, Batista wins. And then, they all have the earpieces, and you could tell at some point they went, no, just do the brand split thing that they've been playing this whole time. And SmackDown guys say Cena wins, and Raw guys say Batista wins. So one of the refs do that, and you can see Charles Robinson in the background like, But he's supposed to win, guy. What are we? What's going on? They just played it off really well, and it felt extremely real.
Yeah, it was just great Rumble all around. One of the things I loved is when it looked organic to where it was Raw versus SmackDown, and they're all brawling. The crowd realize what they were doing too and rose up for it, was all excited. They're all fighting. Then out comes Muhammad Hassan. And all these guys who suddenly hate each other.
It's the best
Hassan comes out, and all of a sudden they're all best friends, and they hit him all with their finisher and chuck him out. I thought that was one of the coolest things.
By the way, I would say the Hassan elimination is better than the Hogan elimination. Going back to last week, I don't think I remember that when we were doing that nominations, but yeah, that one is fantastic.
Yeah, just naturally you couldn't have picked better way for that match to end, and then to them to restart the match and get the finish that they needed to, and Vince coming out pissed off, actually visually coming out like, no, this is not how this was supposed to happen. Like, even if that wasn't part of the storyline, it made it so much
came
better.
Off so good. Like, it was meant, everything was supposed to go the way it did, minus the torn quads.
Yeah, I think they went up against the clock too, which didn't help. I think Orton and Triple H went a little long in their last man standing, so the ending getting screwed up. I think that's another reason Vince.
And it did not last long.
Yeah, because right when it was done, it was like Batista won. Boom. Credits.
One thing that might knock it down a little bit, I'm just going to bring it up because it felt awkward watching. But again, it started out with Benoit and Eddie, and then 3 was Daniel Puder, who was one of the Tough Enough guys, and then 4 was Hardcore Holly, and then you get just a 90-second of, to me, was just straight up bullying. I know it was them giving him the ropes, but it was just, let's have a chop off on this poor kid's chest.
Yeah.
And not hold back. And we all know Hardcore Holly has a reputation of doing stuff like that.
Rookie angst.
To me, I felt really awkward for that 90 seconds.
I loved it at first.
Especially knowing that Peter then was like, screw this business.
Yeah.
That probably is a big reason why. Is, yes, you can go out and make him look like a fool and eliminate him and do all this stuff. But just to go out there and have these 3 guys who are really, really tough and do fantastic chops, it was so belittling, I think, to me, and I felt really bad for the kid. But other than that, I thought this Rumble was fantastic.
At the time, I loved it because I was immature and didn't care. But like watching it again, though, I was like, ouch, that kind of sucks.
Well, and I think part of it too, and I think the reason they might have done it was he thought he was bigger than what it was at the time. Like, I just won this contract. I'm the top guy right now.
And there's the $1 million one. And, and I get it, but honestly, I think it went on too long.
Yeah, they could have pulled off on the chops and started doing some suplexes or something or anything.
The thing I loved about this Rumble, though, too, was Kurt Angle. Because I remember he took Nunzio's number, and he came in, clean house, then suddenly HBK eliminates him after he's in there for a minute. Then he eliminates HBK afterwards, beats the holy hell out of them, and sets up their Mania match. And
that's what I love about Rumbles. You can set up so much stuff, finish other storylines. 2001, Steve Austin wins his 3rd Royal Rumble. It goes 1 hour and 1 minute and 55 seconds. Not the best first 2. Jeff Hardy and Bull Buchanan.
Epic.
Good old right to censor right there. The final 4. I'm gonna quiz you. Final 4 of 2001. Steve Austin, Kane, The Rock, and...
Was it Haku?
Wrong. I need a name.
Billy Gunn.
Billy Gunn. I was trying to get Jim.
That's right.
The one, Billy Gunn, in the Final 4. The Final 3 is great. This was also the year Drew Carey, it was a special appearance, ended up in the Rumble. That was fantastic. Well, it's throwing money at Kane.
Number 3 was Matt Hardy, and then... they fight off for a minute, and then Drew Carey comes out, and they eliminate each other. So Drew Carey's just kind of standing around like, yeah, woo! And then Kane's music drops, and he's just like, oh, shit.
Yeah, guys, come back. Shit. Guys, come back in the ring. That was really great. This is also the year Kane eliminated 11 people, which was really funny going back and watching a lot of these. The number 11, I think, was something down the line, because I want to say the next year Jim Ross was saying 10. And then a couple years later, somebody was going 10 or 11. Like, they didn't know. And then it finally became 11 when they wanted Roman Reigns, when they started doing the Royal Rumble by numbers and being really interested in that. But it was really funny the next year to hear Jim Ross go, and Kane eliminated 10 guys last year. That's not the number. What do you guys think?
That was a great Rumble. Had the moment of drag a little bit, like after the Drew Carey thing. And Honky Tonk Man, when he came out, that was actually pretty good. When Kane just obliterated him with a guitar.
Yeah.
But when like The Rock came in, it started to pick up. And is this the one? No, it was 2002 with Hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when
Yeah, you guys knocked the Hurricane elimination off of the Royal Rumble eliminations, which that also was way better than Sid and Hogan, where he tried to double choke slam Triple H and Austin, and
yeah.
that great comedy moment. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. But like when
That's two now that are way better than that stupid thing.
the Big Show surprise return was good because he was sent off to lose weight. I don't think he lost any.
No.
And Haku showing up, which was a legit surprise. Because I think
his hair's so great. I know it was that way at the end of WCW too.
But he was a hardcore champion. I think even the week before that, all of a sudden he comes out, and it wasn't a big deal, but it was just a legit surprise that he came out. And Big Show kicking the Rock's ass, and when Austin finally came out and Triple H beat his ass, and you just thought that it seemed like Kane could actually win the thing when I was watching it. But Austin winning was great. Crowd loved it. Set up best WrestleMania.
Yeah, you get Steve coming out and just cleaning house, and then he's sitting in the corner just, who's next? We have more time? Okay.
Yeah.
And then he just keeps running through people until The Rock comes out, and then, like you said, it just slowly starts to build at that point.
Yeah, it wasn't as iconic as his 96 version of that.
Yeah.
With his whole watch, and then Bret Hart coming out and the whole freak out
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, it was really good. I think 2001 is also the one where they had the hardcore crowd in the middle, so there was a bunch of stuff
Raven
in the ring.
brought out stuff, I think, and
it just was awkward for a while. 1992, Ric Flair goes from number 3 all the way to the end, goes 1 hour and 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Your first two, British Bulldog and Ted DiBiase. The final four, Ric Flair, Sid Justice, Hulk Hogan, and Randy Savage. Iconic final four right there. I know a lot of people, and you two probably included, think this is the greatest. I went back and I've watched this multiple times, and I used to think it was the greatest. It don't hold up worth shit. Just so you know. What do you think?
I think that all that holds up is Heenan
Yes.
and his love for Flair.
Yes.
Because a lot of this Rumble is actually quite drab. Like when it gets to the final 10 entrants, it really picks up. Like when Hogan and Undertaker and Sid, it picks up pretty good. But like until Piper comes in, it was just run of the mill, boring Rumble, lean on the ropes. But I still think one of my favorite lines still by Heenan is when I think Roberts is there. They're trying to help.
I know exactly where this is
Yeah,
going.
he wants them to be nice to Flair, so he's saying Piper, all right, Piper, come on, I know you got it in you. That's not a skirt, it's a kilt. And then he hits Flair. He's like, Piper, you freak. You skirt-wearing freak. It's not a kilt, it's a skirt.
It's so good.
It's so switch, but it's the best.
Yeah.
That's like once you get to that point, I think Flair going the hour is what makes that match. But other than that, it was kind of just meh.
It did
It
have
has some of the biggest names out
Yeah.
there. Like if you just list off the people, there are a lot of huge names. I give it that. This is still early on in the Rumble's life. This is the 5th one they did. So
on paper.
I get it. And obviously, this surpasses everything they did before. It was way better than 93, 94, 95, 96.
It had the 5th best elimination in Rumble history, too.
Stop it. Stop it. It was awful. Actually, you know what? It did. Randy Savage eliminating himself.
Yeah. That convinced me for years. That cover-up that Monsoon said that you can't eliminate yourself. Someone has to throw you over the top.
And then 96, Mil
though-
Mascaris does it.
Yeah.
And they went, no, you're out of here, dude.
And even earlier in the Rumble, Big Boss Man misses Flair and flops over himself. But nope, 8-year-old me or whatever I was at the time.
Yeah. It's just, honestly, if you watch this on mute, it's not good. Heenan makes this Rumble, and it will rank high because of him. And, of course, Flair going the hour and everything. But I hate the ending because I think it's one of those stupid power plays by Hogan where I mean, it's like it has to be about himself. I hate that guy so much. I really do. He's just
So
Anyways,
if you come up with show ideas, top Hogan moments, Randy
make me
might,
watch the top 6 Hogan matches.
might
That would
not be a
suck-
part of it.
Suck ass.
That'll be a Jim and I show.
Randy will just sit back and go, what do you think of that one? And that one?
Sucked.
Just all right, go.
Yeah.
So now we have to rank these.
Oh boy.
Is there a worst of these 6?
Like if
Like
the
a clear worst?
clear worst, I'd almost would be 92.
Wow, I really thought I was gonna have to.
Yeah,
fight.
because
We're gonna have the internet hate all of us
like
if we do that.
actually watching them as a fan, of course, it's awesome. But if I actually want to make a list and be critical of things, the 92 was the one that, even though I probably rated it the highest out of all of them, just because I love Flair and Heenan, but it was like, if I'm going to introduce someone to watch wrestling the first time with a Royal Rumble, like if I show them that, they may not understand Heenan. And even back then, I think he might have even said racist things just because that was
Probably.
wrestling. They said racist stuff.
Yeah.
And that was their angles. But it was just,
So, well,
I would show 05 over that. Even
what do we
2018.
think the bottom 3 are then?
bottom
Let's
three.
figure that out. I have my bottom 3.
My bottom 3 is 92, 01, and
I agree with both of these.
might even be 18.
I was going to say, yeah, 18 would go on
Okay.
that.
Mine, I was gonna put, and let you guys discuss, was 07.
I was torn between 18 and 07.
Okay, so well, these 2 are the top 2 then.
Yeah,
That's fine with me.
It was the final 2 that
Okay,
busted it out for me.
so Jim, which one did you like more between 92 and 01? Or we think that there's 5th and 6th.
I knew more guys in 01 because that was I was more into it then. But again, being an old school wrestling fan, you look at all the names that are there in 92, and it holds up with the names and Flair going the hour. So I almost want to go 92 over 01.
Honestly, I'm okay with that. I do think 92 is a little overrated as far as longevity goes. I mean, it doesn't hold up as much. 01 does have that drag in there with the hardcore stuff and stuff. So I'm okay with that.
And I think also in 92, more people were believed to win.
Yeah.
Because you had Hogan, Savage, Sid, obviously Flair, even though it came out early, Piper with his story, winning both belts. And 01, it was either Rock, Austin, and that was about it.
Yeah, and I know they had Kane as the final 2. At that point, you knew Austin was winning.
Yeah.
07 or 2018. I vote for 18 to be higher. I think that final 6 even was so good.
Yeah.
I know Undertaker and Michaels, they went probably 10 minutes maybe.
I think so.
Just the 2 of them, which was great, but the rest of that was okay. So I think 08 or 18 was higher.
I'll give you that.
That makes
you
sense to
agree?
me. Yeah, there's more storylines too.
I really thought we were going to fight about 92. I thought my
Well, like I
take
said,
was-
I mean,
was bad.
the only thing that would have held it up was Heenan and Flair going the hour, and I think Doof was hit that on
If it was Ventura and Monsoon, I don't think it would have been as epic.
No.
So, 2008 or 2005?
Rewatching them, I think 5 was the best one
It's
because of the
crowd was so much better in 8.
Mhm.
The surprise of Cena, the surprise of Piper and Snuka was great. Michaels and Undertaker starting 1-2 was perfect. I think this had so many of the better moments. 2005 was right around the beginning of the SmackDown versus Raw stuff, and like obviously it's overdone now, and even with the NXT stuff where they have the 3-way stuff, like you said, it was so organic how they built, and all of a sudden you realize you had 5 SmackDown guys and 5 Raw guys in the ring,
Yeah.
and they weren't wearing red and blue, and but all of a sudden it was just.
Survivor Series.
And
shirts.
yes, every time somebody came out, Taz, that's a SmackDown guy.
Yeah.
Every time that got annoying. But just organically, they all of a sudden just split. Like you said, that moment was so great.
Yeah.
The ending, like you said, was a botch, but was it? I'm really, really, really torn. What do you say, Jim?
I say 5 because you can't write an ending like that.
You
I
really
mean,
did.
you can, you can,
Yeah.
but
They did. It was 94.
Yeah, but it came off so natural, even not more natural than 94.
Yeah.
Like 94, like it was like, okay, well, we don't. I mean, you got this camera angle and you got this ref here and this camera angle, but you couldn't have picked a better two people, one
I agree.
or not.
I 100% agree. And with, like you said, with 94, they went in the back, where if they didn't land at the same time, they just wouldn't show the replay.
This was all in the front. This was where
the camera
the world
was on
saw
it,
everything.
and it was so perfect. Which is so weird that they showed the replay of the 2000 Rumble when The Rock hit both feet later.
Yeah.
I think I'll agree with you guys. If you both say 2005, I can't disagree. I think they're 1A and 1B. This was a fantastic time. We have 05, 08, 07 all on this list. There was that's why I think turned us into huge Royal Rumble fans. This was around the time that Royal Rumble anthology started coming out. So you'd have the 3 big DVD sets that had all of the Rumbles in it. That each thing had a page of all the entrants and stuff. I remember having all of those.
I won the singles league, and after I won it,
bowling, by the way, we're bowling nerds.
I went to Hastings, rest in peace, and bought the Royal Rumble anthology with that, and I think I still have it at my house too. It's obviously the network takes it up. But
yeah, it might be upstairs.
Yeah, eBay at some point maybe if I get broke.
Yeah. So there you go. I'm sure somebody will hate it, but I'm surprised that I didn't have to fight for it. I was pumped. I was ready to go. 6th was the 2001 Rumble where Austin won. 92 with Flair was 5th. 4th was in 2007 with The Undertaker winning. And then Shinsuke Nakamura in 2008 was 3rd. And then our top 2, very, very close. 2008 John Cena at 2nd. And the 2005 Royal Rumble where Batista beat John Cena in kind of the new era coming in, and just some of that great stuff, is our number 1 Royal Rumble of all time. Will either of the Rumbles in 2020 top that? I mean, you got NXT and Raw and SmackDown going at it. We could Keith Lee throwing people from the ring to the front row would be fantastic. It could be some good ones, but for now, nothing beats 2005. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the other stuff. Tell us what we got wrong. Tell us what we got right. And we'll see you next week.
Indeed.
Or rumbled out.